So, my name's Corey. Um, sure, if you know me, you know that I'm a big fan of rock and roll and metal music. And, on Thursday, it's been all over the news, obviously, that Chester Bennington of Linkin Park has killed himself. Um, the reason that I am making this video is because there's a, out of all the bands that I know and I love, Linkin Park is up there with a few others that are bands that helped me get to where I've gotten today. Um, a lot of people in life go through hardship, bullying, uh, abuse, whether it be sexual, verbal, physical, all of the above. It's a fact of life. Unfortunately, bullying is something that, as much as I would love for it to end, will never end. Um, because there's always going to be people in life that like to prey on others' fear. Linkin Park is one of those bands where I've listened to them for so long and I've been able to connect with them so much on a level that's not just musical as a musician myself, but emotional. A lot of their songs have given me and a lot of other people a reason to keep going. There's other bands that are similar to this. I'm not going to touch on them because they're not relevant for this video, obviously. My point here is that I want to go ahead and send out a message to people I know, people I care about, people I love, and even if somebody that I don't know sees this video at some point in time, that killing yourself is not the answer. I don't fault Chester Bennington for what he did. I don't think he's a coward for what he did. Contrary to popular belief, I think it takes a lot of balls to take your own life. Especially via hanging. There's much more peaceful ways, much faster ways to go. But I want people to understand that there's always people out there that are willing to help. We lost a great musician this week. And not just a great musician, but a great person. Linkin Park will never be the same without Chester Bennington. And while I would love to see them continue on and carry on and keep making the music that we all know and love, at the same time, I can't help but think I don't want them to replace Chester Bennington. Because for many, and for myself included, I feel like Chester Bennington was the driving force behind that band. Similar to other bands. When Lemmy from Motorhead died, they called it quits. It's one of those things where I don't think they can really recover from. That being said, their music that they've made, the messages that they've spoken, the people's lives they have changed with their music. And music is a powerful tool, whether it's a weapon or just a tool to make the world better. Think of where we would be without music. Music is a great way to clear your head, get things off your chest. A lot of times without people ever realizing that you were trying to get things off of your chest. I've been listening to Linkin Park almost nonstop for about 3 days now. And now that I listen to it, and I'm older, I was only 9 when Hybrid Theory came out. Now that I'm older and I'm able to analyze it lyrically, there's a lot of pain, a lot of suffering, a lot of anger, a lot of sadness behind some of their music. And there's also a lot of joy and happiness behind some of it as well. The message that I'm getting at here is that Chester Bennington, first of all, I only ever saw Linkin Park once in concert, but it was one of the most amazing shows I had ever seen. For a band that started really small, back in the 0 days, were able to make their way up to multiple double platinum and diamond selling records with the same original lineup almost for their entire career is fucking impressive. You see great bands all the time that every album, they have a different drummer, a different rhythm guitarist, a different keyboardist, even a different vocalist. But one of the things that made Linkin Park so awesome, and still makes it awesome, is that they were able to all stay together the whole time. And even through all the side projects with Mike Shinoda and Fort Minor and all the other things, Dead by Sunrise, Stone Temple Pilots, the list goes on and on and on. They made it. And not only did they make it, they're one of the best-selling bands in the world But they never, ever sold out. They never, ever forgot their fans. They never, ever did it just for the money. And if you listen to the lyrics behind a lot of the songs, you can see that. Um, Chester had a lot of problems, just like a lot of people do. A lot of famous people have problems, just like regular people have problems. You don't have to be famous to have those kinds of problems. There's things that no person should have to go through that a lot of people do. With that being said, it's with a lot of sadness that I hear of Chester's passing. Linkin Park is one of those bands, and this is coming from someone who, a long time ago, planned on killing himself, planned on ending it all, planned on saying goodbye, because I felt like that was the only answer, the only way to find peace, the only way to get away from the bullying and the hate and the anger and the sadness and the rage. And when I found Linkin Park, and as they released more and more music, more and more of it made sense to me that this life is totally worth living. I think back, and if I had ended it years and years ago when I was in high school, I wouldn't have the wife that I do now. I wouldn't have the son that I do now. My wife wouldn't be pregnant with my daughter right now. If we have any additional kids in the future, I wouldn't have them right now. I wouldn't have my stepdad right now. I wouldn't have some of my nieces and nephews right now. And there's a lot of things that I would have missed out on. So, what I'm trying to say here is that Chester changed a lot of lives. He touched people that he never even met. He touched people that he never even knew existed. And that's impressive. And while, no, I don't believe Chester Bennington is a coward, and at the same time, I don't believe that suicide is ever the answer to any of your problems, because not only are you taking your own life, you're taking away a vital part of the lives of the people around you. So from the bottom of my heart, I want to take this opportunity to say thank you, Chester, for all of the many years of wonderful, amazing talent and music. The great concert I saw when I went to Project Revolution, when you had Blindside, Mudvayne, and Exhibit on tour with you in the Don Haskins Center at UTEP in El Paso, Texas, in middle school, my 7th grade year. It's a concert I'll never forget. I still have the t-shirt to this day, and I still wear it to this day, almost once a week. I want to say thank you to Chester for all of the lives that he's touched, all the music, but most importantly for touching my life. Because even though I never met the man, even though there's other musicians that I have met that have also changed my life, Chester was able to touch so many people, so many people. And a lot of those people are what they are today because of his music. And they may not know it. They may not know it. They may not believe it, but they are. So to Chester, you will never be forgotten. Every time I hear your songs now, I still get the chills. It's absolutely insane how you're gone and you're still touching so many people's lives. And while I'm sad to see you go, I hope that now you've really found your peace. And I definitely appreciate that. And I can definitely understand that. And to Linkin Park, as a collective, thank you once again as well for the music. Thank you for the messages in your songs, whether they be negative or positive, it doesn't matter. They helped me get through a lot of dark times, and I'm sure there's a lot of other teenagers, adults, kids nowadays that are just being introduced to the band that will love the band for many years to come. So Chester, say hi to Chris Cornell for me. Let him know that I've always loved Soundgarden, even though I really can't stand a lot of grunge. Say hi to Lemmy, and party on, man, in heaven. We miss you down here. And I'm really gonna miss all of the music. But I want you to know it's definitely appreciated. And to all of my friends and family and their friends and family and their friends and family, and the list goes on and on and on until this video reaches everyone in the world. Suicide's not the answer. A lot of times all it takes is just someone who's willing to listen. Have a great night.